Good morning. August 6th, Thursday, August 6th, 2020. This morning marks 20 weeks that I have been working from home due to the whole virus situation. So, pretty interesting, to say the least. I wouldn't have thought, or certainly didn't seem like we were going to have this long an issue right at the beginning. Everything seemed much more temporary when we came home. But we've been here for quite a while. So it's been an interesting 20 weeks, to say the least. I've been in the office twice since then to pick up various items, things like that, that I required. Missed the first time, like about 3 days after we initially came home, I went in and grabbed a couple notebooks that I had missed, notepads that had a bunch of notes for some projects we were working on, that I grabbed that. And then I was just in this last week to pick up a package that had been delivered to the office and grab a couple more things out of my office. And that was very surreal because everyone left the office very quickly. So there's lots of personal items still around. So it's pretty interesting. It was very surreal. But in that, it's been good for me personally. Working from home has been a pretty good thing. I work well with technology. It's part of my job description, but it's also hobbies and things like that are all kind of electronic type things. Anyway, I guess besides the running, but that's, yeah. But still got electronic stuff thrown in there. But yeah, so it's been interesting. It's been good. I did decide to take today and tomorrow off of work, extend the weekend out, have a little bit of a relaxing time, like here in the pool, just to kind of reset the brain. I was starting to see the anger build the last couple weeks, so it's just time to take a bit of a mental break and kind of re-figure out what I'm doing and that kind of stuff. So it's earlier, like early in the summer, say June, and early July, I was pretty good about say getting in the pool first thing in the morning, or hitting it at lunch, or doing a few other things or whatever that would give me a break from work. And what I've found in the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks of that kind of thing is that I get up in the morning, take the dogs out, feed them, that kind of stuff, and then I end up down in my home office working. And then when I'm done for the day, when I'm done work for the day, mentally I am done for the day. So I'm coming upstairs 4 o'clock, 4:30, feed the dog supper, and I'm done. I sit on the couch, I fall asleep. Uh, yeah, I do get in the pool in the evening or whatever and that kind of stuff, but it's just mentally I find I'm done, so I have no energy to do anything. So I've got to fix that. And it's one of the reasons why I haven't had that many YouTube videos come out, things like that. So I have some stuff recorded, some technology things that I've done in the last little bit. So I've got those I've got to edit. This I'm going to put up. I recorded some other videos, like I think I did a 13-week from home video a little while ago, but I've recorded some other stuff talking in the pool similar to this, but I just never edited them, and now they're just out of date, so those won't probably ever see the light of day on YouTube. But yeah, I have to force myself to make sure I do this one. I also have to get my running back going again. I did try a couple things, try and get the running going, hit a couple walls. I am having issues with my right knee from when there's a video on the channel of me basically spiking my knee into the pool deck, and I've had some issues with the knee since. Still aches months later in various scenarios, so still trying to strengthen that. But from an exercise perspective, it's not all bad. Like I said, I've been home for 20 weeks and I haven't gained like, a 20-pound kind of coronavirus or quarantine weight gain or anything like that. I'm within a couple pounds of my starting weight, which still wasn't good for me. I needed to lose weight then. I still need to now. But I have put muscle on in my upper body. For for sure. One of the things I do is take a few minutes break here and there and do some light upper body weights, just stuff I could have in the office, things like that. I do chin-ups every morning. I do dips and push-ups. But it's all basically all upper body stuff, and it's a noticeable. I've noticed very decent changes in upper bodies, basically, say from chest up, muscle wise, and that's been pretty good because I was kind of missing the weightlifting anyway with the different running things, so that was good to get that kind of fixed up, or something done with that anyway. But I need, if I've put muscle on in my upper body, and my weight's near about the same, I can kind of feel the belly's bigger, so that means I've lost muscle in my legs. That's not good. So running needs to happen. I do have some ideas. I do have a channel on Twitch where I've tried streaming my runs on the treadmill. The issue there is audio, and I think I've got a solution around that, but I've got to do some building, some stuff like that. And really what it'll be is I will run on the treadmill. I'll have an audio loop going in the background, some music, and then also little pauses where I kind of explain what I'm doing, but I will have less interaction on that live stream with people until I take breaks, and then I'll talk to, if there's any viewers, or there's any questions or things like that. So that's the plan on that. I got to get back on that. The whole idea there is the treadmill that I have right now, we've had it for 5.5 years. I've pretty much hated it since day one. It just hasn't been good. I've had several other treadmills before. They only usually last me 2.5 years, maybe 3, but because I have a tendency to destroy them. And this one has lasted longer, but it isn't necessarily a testament to the treadmill itself. It's that I use it less because I hate it. So it's kind of the thing, if you use it and you wear it out, is it actually less resilient than something that just sits there not getting used? So it's more that perspective. It's a solidly built thing, but it definitely has very, very irritating control issues. Like, it doesn't, I hit the bump the speed button or whatever, it doesn't always take it. It can hesitate, or sometimes I'll hit the button to go up 0.1 mile an hour and it jumps 3 miles an hour, and it's gotten to the point where I find it to be a safety issue. There's definitely issues with that treadmill and want to get rid of it, but it's not dead yet, so I got to kill it. That's the plan. Got to get into that more. That's just the exercise side. That'll help the mental health side as well. It certainly is interesting to be spending so much time at home. Luckily, again, there's so many things about this that, like, it might sound like I'm complaining, but I gotta say that I'm very, very lucky in the situation I'm in. Kids are great, wife is great. We never get too on each other's nerves, that kind of thing. Or if we're getting, the dogs are getting, the dogs do, but if the kids are getting on our nerves, that kind of stuff, it's like, okay, everybody outside into the sun, everybody go swimming, let's do something and kind of break whatever is spiraling out of control there. So we're pretty good there. It works pretty well. The kids are on summer break right now, and Heather's has her pool maintenance business running in full swing, of course, in the summer here. So a couple times a week, each of the kids go with her to go do pool maintenance stuff. They're getting older, so they're actually much more helpful than maybe they could have been. So usually one of them goes with Heather to go do the stuff, so one will stay at home and do their own thing, mostly independently or whatever, and I just got to do minor guidance and that kind of stuff, and help with lunches if necessary. But they're very, very independent on that stuff too, so just got to remind them sometimes to do certain things they need to do, and break them off of YouTube for a little bit, those kind of things, while I'm still working in the computer room in my office. So that's another good thing. What we're very lucky is that I have a home computer office that when we built the house, that was one of my stipulations I needed. I got my first computer, I think, in like 91, and I've had a computer ever since. And I like to have dedicated space to do computer stuff, whether it's gaming or YouTube video editing and that kind of stuff. But so that when we built the house, that was one of the requirements, is that I had an office to do those things. So and it was built in such the way that we have lots of desk space. And so it was fairly easy for me to kind of reorganize some of the stuff that was in there and bring in my work computer, a couple monitors, and a few other things. And then I have a second computer that I brought home that gives me access to a much more secure network for some of my other work. And I had a TV on one of my desks that I was able to plug that in there, and that became the monitor for that thing. So basically, I was able to use the space and the technology I had at home to really basically I hit the ground running when I came home. I have a decent office chair that I can spend a long time in, those kind of things. So it's ergonomically and practically, it was very quick for me to just transition into working from home. Very solid internet already because of the internet stuff we do. We try streaming, all the YouTube stuff, things like that. So I already had very solid internet. So very solid place to start from. No real cash outlay to get started. Just moved the work stuff in, fired it up, plugged in internet stuff, because that was the other thing with the computer room, is I wired it all for network as well, so everything was wired network ports. Not worried about Wi-Fi getting swamped by the kids watching YouTube on a phone or on a tablet or whatever. So that worked really, really well for me, with the expectation that it was going to be still fairly temporary. So there was some inefficiencies with how I was set up that I was just dealing with because I thought it was going to be temporary. And I know guys from work are kind of the same sort of deal. They're still, even 20 weeks into it, still working off their dining room table. They've gotten an office chair now, that kind of thing, as opposed to using one of the dining chairs. But it's always seemed temporary. The messaging was temporary. There's been hesitation on spending money or putting funds into making a much more efficient workspace than what would normally want to do if we knew that, this is what I was doing per full time. This is how I'm going to build this or set this up. So, but again, mine hasn't been bad. So I did start running into some issues though with some of my technology. I mentioned that TV that I had. It was for my Xbox for doing some gaming, that kind of stuff. And the secure computer was hooked up to, and that TV started just randomly shutting off. And it was shutting off at very inopportune times, I was finding. And I struggled with it for 2 months, trying to get it sorted. It would be good for a week, and then all of a sudden it would just be awful, and I couldn't work with it. And it was just frustrating, but I was dealing with it. But at the same time this was occurring, we were getting noise that at least some of us, or good chunks of us, will be probably working from home into the next year. Or at least that is one thing they're investigating, and it's seeming like a fairly possible thing to occur. So having that laptop on that TV that is clicking and turning off and being frustrating, and the fact that I have to get up and move from one spot to another spot was not getting very well. The TV was very frustrating, but the inefficiency of the moving around was like, okay, there's got to be a better way to do it, especially because it was so secure. It locks itself down very, very solidly after just a couple minutes. So if I was moving between the two computers to try and okay, I gotta go check this, I'd go check it, I'd come back and the computer would be locked again, I'd have to unlock it. That got frustrating. I understand the reasoning behind all that security, so I wasn't getting too angry, but I knew it was inefficient. So that's, if I'm sitting down at my work computer, my main work computer, I'd be facing south. And I had that computer and that the secure computer and TV about 4 or 5 feet to my right, facing north, and carpeted floor in the office, so I couldn't just wheel my office chair over to work on. I had to get up, move the office chair, sit down, that kind of stuff. But right beside the main work computer is my personal computer and my tower of monitors and the stuff where I do YouTube things, like editing and all that kind of stuff. That's where that computer was. And those monitors are all on a tree with extending arms and things like that. But they didn't have the ports necessary to plug in the secure computer to it. Just they're all older. The newest monitor on that stack was 9 years old, 9.5 years old now, I think, and it just didn't have an HDMI port. But anyway, I found this amazing deal on Costco for a couple monitors, but that had each of them had 2 HDMI ports and a display port and an old VGA port, which was kind of interesting. So basically, just a mix of new and old technologies. So that was kind of cool, and it was like, that's a pretty good deal. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not sure. What I've got is still kind of working, and it's like, yeah, if this is still temporary, that it's probably still not worth spending the money. Turn around less than a week later, Costco put out a member-only deal and dropped the price of that package by another $70. I already thought it was a good deal. Now it's an amazing deal, and I was hearing that, yeah, we could be home for another 6 months. Okay, so that became that's going to be a video coming out on those 2 monitors. And the nice thing about that is that the way I was able to set things up and move things around, so now my old 4x3s, I've kind of taken those down and put those away to save as backups, but I've now got 3 24-inch 16:9 monitors, all set up to run off my main computer. It runs very clean, very nicely. They're higher refresh rate monitors as well, so they're just easier on the eyes, so it'll be good for video editing, things like that. And then the multiple inputs have been great, because now I've been able to move that secure work computer over to run into the second HDMI port on one of the monitors. So what I can do is I'll come into that office in the morning to go to work, and I will set up that monitor so it kind of lines up with the monitors for my other work computer, and I can basically work in a horseshoe for all that stuff. And then I get to the end of the day, that monitor gets pushed back into the stack, and it goes where it is, where I need it for doing my normal work. And then also I can move part of that horseshoe of work stuff, clear a bit more desk space, and I can bring in my other gaming laptop that can use the display port on that monitor, that same monitor, to do when I've got to do some display editing from that computer, or do some editing from that computer, or I want to do gaming from that laptop, because that laptop is more powerful than my desktop. So that allows me to get more screen space on that. So extremely flexible. Very happy with that. Looks super good. They're very clean. Having the matching monitors basically along the bottom of my stack, and then up above one of those is the other, my old 16:9 monitor. Works extremely well. Gives me lots of pixels. So increase my pixels I can work with and that kind of stuff. So it's working super good for that. So then roll forward a couple more weeks after that, and that TV is still going nuts. It's bugging me. It shouldn't bug me as much, but I do use that TV to provide background noise while I'm doing stuff through work. I'll have nature videos on in the background, things like that, and it was just getting upsetting. So yeah, hey guy. So yeah, so it's getting upsetting, and yeah, found a good super good deal on Costco as well for that one, and yeah, so ended up picking up like a 50-inch TV for 4K Hisense TV. It's seems pretty good so far. I've only had it for probably like 3 days, 4 days at this point, but it's all set up and it's working extremely well, and it's going pretty good for that kind of stuff. I got the Xbox hooked up to it right now. It's a whole Roku TV, so I can very easily run the stuff I need to for background noise and things like that, and I'm not getting the frustration of that TV just not turning on over anymore when I want it or when I need it for what I'm doing. And that's again part of the whole working from home for another 6 months at least, and wanting to have that space just efficient for work, but also still extremely functional and not a source of frustration for personal time in there doing stuff. So works pretty well. That'll be another video for that thing coming up as well. So daughter's up playing with the puppies. So anyway, I'm gonna probably shut this down very quickly here, but yeah, so far it's going pretty good. 20 weeks from home. Yeah, the kids are an extra 2 days home before I came home, so they're yeah, it's pretty crazy. They're supposed to be going back to school September 8th. Current plan is they will be going back into the schools, and that'll be interesting to see how it goes. But the nice thing is if we have to move back to the remote learning process again, both kids have big desks in their room, access to technology to be able to do their own computer work and things like that without impacting any of our other stuff. So yeah, my enjoyment of technology has been a boon for this kind of stuff. So again, yeah, I know how lucky we are, so I'm very thankful about that. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna let this go. I think my phone's gonna run out of storage space for this video very shortly. So I'm gonna finish this off, and hopefully I'll get this video out today, so it is very current. Yeah, I'm just gonna try and focus more on doing stuff I'm enjoying and really taking advantage of, okay, when work is done, I am done. That kind of thing. So it's, I may have to just kind of, maybe that's another video. What would I do at the end of the day, the work day, to reset my brain and go, okay, I'm no longer at work, now I'm at home? To give me that, what would be the drive home from work, or something that gives me that transition from work to personal time. So I have to look at that. Maybe do what I used to do old school, which is watch Pokemon cartoon episode. That would be kind of funny. But I'm going to investigate some of those kind of ideas, and that may be another video. But anyway, I'm going to end this one here. So like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stuff. Again, technology, running stuff should be coming back for more videos there. Exercise stuff in general, hopefully. And yeah, hopefully I'll get some more fun playing in the pool videos this summer too. Running out of time, so I gotta get working on that. But anyway, have a good one, and I will see you in the next video.